Bloomberg, 14th of August 2022, Beijing threatens India to reiterate the illegal One China principle or face the consequences. Beijing wants India to reaffirm the One China policy as it seeks to shore up regional support after U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visits to Taiwan triggered aggressive military drills by the Chinese military around the island. "We hope that the Indian side could openly reiterate its One China policy like many other countries," Sun Weidong, China's ambassador to India, said in a post on the embassy's website. The One China principle is the political foundation of the China-India relations. More than 170 countries and international organizations have reaffirmed their commitment to the principle, he said. India follows the One China policy and recognizes the government in Beijing only but hasn't mentioned it in bilateral documents or public statements for a long time. Public sentiment toward China has soured in the wake of deadly border clashes between the two neighbors in 2020, the worst in 4 decades. The South Asian nation's deliberate ambiguity and reluctance to reiterate the principle are in contrast to countries of the region and the G7, whose members include the US, the UK, Japan and Germany. The G7 foreign ministers said this month that there was no change in the One China policy or Taiwan. Members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations have reaffirmed they only recognize Beijing. India's relevant policies are well known and consistent, Arindam Bagchi, a spokesman for the Ministry of External Affairs, told reporters on Friday, without mentioning the One China policy, when asked about the tension around Taiwan. India urged all parties to exercise restraint and avoid unilateral action to change the status quo. New Delhi had stopped referring to the policy in public since 2008 when Beijing issued a series of statements claiming India's eastern province of Arunachal Pradesh and issued stapled visas to some residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Pelosi's visit to Taiwan has prompted the Chinese military to carry out military exercises designed to show its ability to encircle the island and cut off the Taiwan Strait, one of the world's busiest trade routes. Ambassador Sun reiterated China's stated position that the US and Pelosi were solely responsible for the tension around Taiwan and Beijing's response, including military drills and sanctions on the US House Speaker. If China wants peace with India, she must return to the occupied Aksai Chin area and reduce deployment along the Indian border. China needs to face the consequences of its Indian misadventure.